That is how we were taught. Not trying to learn Tamil in 30 days. If you learn Tamil in 30 days, you start talking a language which you will put to shame, which will simply make even a child of 2 or 3 years in Tamil Nadu start talking with laughter, because it can talk a better language than you do. That is the reason why the Siddha said, whether you practice yoga or you learn Tamil, learn it the proper way, according to the great tradition, from a teacher, using a great powers of concentration, yahakram and taranai, listening to every sound that comes from his mouth. The glory and greatness of Tamil, it is the greatest spoken and it is the greatest written, it is the greatest grammatical language in the whole world. If you commit even a single mistake in trying to pronounce a letter, the great Tamil poets like what is called the Eluthani Kavinjar. Will you believe that? Eluthani Kavinjar. Do you know what Kavinjar means? Poet. And that poet belonged to the tradition to which all you people belong to. Long before you could even dream of paper and civilization and language and grammar. In India, the homeland of yoga and Tamil, they took an eluthani or a steel pen and wrote it beautifully on palm leaves called erders, palm leaf manuscripts. And this Eluthani Kavinjar belonged to that tradition. He was a very great man. His greatness lay in the fact he was a great Tamil poet. There is a term which I like to explain, including our advanced students, because it's interesting. We have got what is called in Tamil Ashukavi. Kavi means poet. But look at the way it means not only poet, it means also poetess. Both of them are referred to by the word Kavi. This Siddhas, including some of the greatest poets and poetesses of Tamil literature, not all of them, but many of them were Ashukavis. They had brilliant inspiration as distinguished from perspiration, which all of us are having in plenty. Ordinary human being is 99% perspiration, 1% inspiration. In the case of the Siddhas, it is 99% inspiration, 1% perspiration. See, there's a world of difference between the two. And that is the type of songs and poems you find in the Hollywood hit. It hits today and disappears tomorrow. But the great poems and verses of the Siddhas were based upon inspiration. And such inspired poets are called Ashukavis. Ashukavi. And you can look at such poets exist in India even today. You should show to that poet, look here, What is this? All of you, what is this? Kaitanam, symbol. Show the symbol to him and say, sing a song. Immediately they will sing a song. That is what is called an Ashikavi. So they can sing a song on anything and everything, including a big fat nose, or a grey hair, or a pot belly, everything. So these Ashikavis had tremendous amount of inspiration. They were not only jugglers juggling around with words and trying to put together, but they had such tremendous amount of inspiration, they could easily sing a song in no time. But after having sung a song, they tried to live up to the great rules and regulations of poesy and poetry and prose and whatnot that is given in the great classical works on grammar, like Tolkappiyam, and the most ancient work on grammar given by the great sage Agastya, and other later works like Nadu, which we study. When you try to take up such verses, it tells you very clearly where exactly you should try to keep the tongue when you pronounce the word la. La. All of you repeat it. La.
La.
What you do is, you must have a nice tongue for that. Nice, beautiful tongue. Not a tongue in which you have painted something, not the lips in which you have painted something red. But it is a healthy tongue, healthy lip, healthy lungs will help you to talk healthy Tamil. Otherwise it will be a diseased Tamil. When you want to utter the word la, Balam, la, Nadu and other similar works says, try to understand the anatomy of the mouth. Try to understand this is how things have to be taught. I wish people can follow the same principles in trying to teach the beautiful language of English. I'm not trying to run down America under any circumstances. But the best English I have seen comes from Oxford and Cambridge. Not the type of English that people generally talk in other countries, which is a distorted dialect. When you want to learn how Tamil is being spoken in a pure form, my friends, there's no need for you to go to the Madras University, but go to the streets of Jaffna in northern Sri Lanka and Ceylon. You will know that. The villager who's toiling there in the fields and sweating in perspiration, I've seen him talk better Tamil than the professor of Tamil who's doing research work in the Madras University of Tamil Nadu. So if you people want to learn Tamil, you must go to Jaffna on a pilgrimage. Try to mingle with the people there and talk Tamil. Your Tamil will improve. So it is very important for you to speak the language and try to utter such words as Balam. Instead of saying Palam, if you say Palam, finished. Palam, Palam, Palam. If you say Palam, I'm going to a Tamil shop in Tamil Nadu and say Palam, he'll give you a fruit. But the word Palam means strength. So you must be very careful. And you want to have the third la, palam la, it goes right inside. So your tongue must be very, very, very mobile. And telling you something, I'm not asking you people to do it, but if you are interested, if you want to attain Siddhi in Keshari Mudra, all of it, stretch out your tongue and make an attempt to touch the tip of your nose. If you do that, all your sandwich will come outside now.
All the birthday will come.
See, if the tongue is able to touch the tip of your nose, if it is sufficiently long, you will be able to talk Tamil better. And you will be able to attain Siddhi in Keshari Mudra, which is one of the most important aspects of Kriya Kundalini Pranayama, which I have discussed in the greatest detail, perhaps I believe, in the University of California campus course. And to have a long tongue is good. Not a long tongue that raggles and start cursing others, no. A long tongue that can think in terms of blessing others rather than cursing others. This is very important. You people who practice intensive Babaji's Kriya Yoga should never curse, never utter a bad word. In thought, word and deed, you should be good.